सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Sri Chinmayananda Swamiji says that the whole world has been created to take man away from God. That is why the world is so attractive, because it's meant to be so. It's by design. The wealth, the beauty, the variety, the diversity, all this is designed to make sure that the man gets attracted to these and forgets God. So it's kind of a game design. We all love playing games, whether it's cricket or football, or now, as they say, video games, Xbox, and so on and so forth. Everybody loves challenges. Everybody loves to fight the opposition and win the game. So also this world has been designed like a game with many challenges, many levels, and you have to overcome one challenge after the other, one level after the other to win the game. So the design is the reason why we get so easily distracted. We're designed to be so. But a jnani sees through all these things, or rather does not see this design at all. Shunya drishti. His drishti is as if he's staring into a void, as if nothing exists in front of him. He sees this world but does not see the world. Whereas an ajnani, he only sees the world and does not see the self. That is the difference between the jnani and the ajnani. So the world is same for both the wise ones and the fools. But the fools get very easily distracted and entangled in the worldly things, whereas the jnani is very clear that he must carry on with his journey. And I saw a nice poster somebody has made, I think it's from ISKCON or somewhere. There is a man who's sitting on a tree whose branch is about to break, and there is a snake which is hanging and coming close to this man, and there is this bear which is climbing because there is a honeycomb, and below there is a river in which there are crocodiles, and there is a bear which is climbing up the tree, and the snake which is coming down the tree. There is a lion waiting also for him to fall so that he can eat. Yet this fellow is, trying to lick the honey that is falling from the honeycomb. The plight of a man. His branch is going to break anytime. He may fall in the water, crocodiles will eat him. Falls on the ground, lion will eat him. Anyway, the bear is coming for him, climbing the tree. And the snake is already there on the tree. If he stays on the tree for too long, anyway, he is going to be bitten by the snake. In such a terrible situation also, this man is trying to lick the honey that is falling from the honeycomb on the upper branch. That is the plight of the man. In the world, the distractions are so very strong that one loses the sense of right from wrong. The discrimination is gone. This man should try to save himself. He can always have honey later another time. You get attached to people, you get attached to things, you get attached to ideas, ambitions, properties, assets, and so many things in the world. And we forget that we are on the way to God. And our train will go if you are busy buying these wealth and name and fame and position and authority and relations in the worldly stations. The train may leave. And even if we somehow climb the train, we might have probably lost a limb or two. Anything could have happened. But like a foolish mind, which does not understand these things, it is so attached and so very focused on these little petty things that it cannot see the bigger picture. And that is the plight of the whole humanity. They're so interested in the world, and it appears so real and so attractive that they forget the very purpose of why they even come to this world. The goal of life, which is to realize yourself and not accumulate things around you. That was never the goal of life. But we don't think like that because our mind is so very attached. It gets attached to silly, petty things. And people then argue with God and justify their actions also after doing the mistakes, why they were right. So, yesterday our church was saying, what are the most difficult things to get rid of? Wealth, women, and wine. Women means men for women, women for men. These are the things that three W's Bhagwan used to say. Wealth, you run behind wealth, you tell lies, you cheat people, you deceive them, you do all kinds of things. Steal, grab. When women means attraction for opposite gender, the lust that drives you to do 100 wrong things. And there is no end to it. Then wine means intoxication. Once you get intoxicated and addicted, you see so much of difficulty. So many families come here, wives beaten up black and blue by their drunkard husbands. So much of domestic violence. And these wives don't even complain. They have learned to live with that man. They've resigned to their fate. I often tell them, you also can do things on your own. Why you have to go on hanging around with that man? Leave him. They are not ready to do that because attachment is there. Even though they're getting beaten up, they don't want to give up that husband who is beating them up. Somehow, I never could understand the women's way of thinking. Why would they not give up a husband who is so horrible? No, they somehow feel obligated. Some excuse they'll give. Children are small. Where will I go in the society? Who will accept me? This, after at least there is a man in the house. All kinds of things they tell. Then I leave it to them, saying it is to you. So these silly attachments of the world do not allow us to see the bigger picture. The Jnani, on the other hand, is seeing through all this nonsense. He's able to see through this whole trap, and then is able to navigate through it and come out clear on the other side. That is the view and the vision of a Jnani. That's why his drishti, he sees gold, but he does not give the value that it needs. He sees women, or he sees men, or she sees men, but they do not see of themselves, see them as some beautiful, attractive things. Rather, they see them as modifications of flesh and fat. That's about it. Then flesh and fat disappears, the beauty will disappear, all the love will also disappear along with it. So their vision is like that. They are able to see ahead. Purva tapa is the word that our scriptures tell about it. Purva tapa means thinking of the consequences, they mend their ways now only. Whereas paschatapa is do all the mistake and then repent for it. These people repent in advance. What if I do this, what will be the consequences? Oh, that's going to be horrible. Better let me not do it. So they are able to think ahead, do purva tapa and not paschatapa. Paschatapa is after all the things are done and all wrongs have been done, then you start regretting. And then you go to God asking for forgiveness. But that's not the way of the Gyanis. They think ahead, they think of the consequences that will come out of it, and those consequences help them to do the right thing. That is why Shankaracharya says, Vichintya varam varam, think again and again and again. Why are you getting into this? Why these things are attracting you? Why they are deviating you from your original path? Vichintya, thoroughly analyze, thoroughly how many people have done that. Dajiketa says, Paripashya yatha purve anupashya yatha tatha pare. Think of those who have done this kind of things before you and think how many will do this after you if you create wrong examples. And that's why do the right thing. So doing the right thing is the way of the Gyanis, because they are seeing but they are not seeing, hearing but they are not hearing, smelling but not smelling, tasting but not tasting, touching but not touching. As if they are aloof, they are like immune to everything. They are distanced from everything. So they seem to act, but they're really not moved by these people. The next sloka, I think, is 17.15. That's on page number 61. He says, Sukhe dukhe nare naryam sampatsu vipatsu cha vishesho naiva dhirasya sarvatra samadarshinaha. This person, the wise one, for him there is no difference between sukha and dukha. This is happy, that is sad. This is pleasurable, that is painful. He does not think like this. And nare naryam, he does not see differences between man and women. A woman will see a man and get attracted. Oh, broad shoulders, six packs, fair skin, nice hairstyle, all that. A woman will get attracted, a man will get attracted, even, oh, such a beautiful face, beautiful nose, eyes, this, that, figure, shape, all that. But he sees both, but he sees beyond these two, beyond the physical shape and form. He sees the self in them. She sees the Atman. So cannot differentiate between the two. Sampatsu vipatsu cha. Also when there is good time, sampatsu, happy time, and vipatsu, when there are terrible, difficult times, challenging times. Both the times he is equal-minded. Vishesho naiva dhirasya. Nothing is special for this person. Oh, this is a special person is coming, let us get all excited, receive him and do all the celebrations. Or this is a horrible person, we should not let him in, we should not even talk to such a person. None of these ideas exist in this Jnani. Dhiraha means the one who is discriminating. What is his discrimination? He sees through the drama of life. He sees through those costumes and paraphernalia. He cuts through the flesh and fat and looks into the self, which is occupying the person. So he is able to see something else, whereas others are seeing something else. Even in children's classes, if you give them a picture and ask them to interpret, children will come up with their own nice interpretation. Each sees the world differently. When I was small, I used to go to a drawing class after my school hours. So there was a nice lady and her husband who were teaching, and school children would go after school hours. Out of my own interest, I used to go. So one day, what they did, they put a few items on a table. It was a dining table, so all children were sitting around the table. And in the center of the table, they put few items like a ball, a jar, a pen, and a few things. And they told all of them to draw. So we all were sitting at different positions. So we saw whatever we saw from our perspective and we drew. And then fight began. Who drew the best? Mine is correct. See, I put the glass in the correct place, jar at the correct place, the ball in the correct place. Yours is wrong. Your jar is little this side, your ball is that side, and things like that. So the teacher came and told, what is this whole argument about? All of you, six of you, what are you up to? He said, see, this fellow has drawn it wrong, that fellow has drawn it wrong. So, but everybody was right, everybody was wrong. Everybody was right because they only drew what they saw from their perspective. But everybody was wrong because the other perspective did not match there. So, which one is the right drawing? Then, because it was a competition, in the sense she will give marks at the end of the test. So, everybody was worried who is going to get good marks. She said, all have drawn correctly because everybody has drawn from the point of view what they saw. So, they are all correct like that. So, she saw through the differences of the six drawings and saw the unity in it. What is the unity? They all drew the same objects which were placed in the center of the table, whereas they drew from their perspectives. Likewise, Agyanis fight. My view is right, my way is right, my thought process is correct, my philosophy is correct, and then they fight over it. Agyani looks at all these like these children who are drawing shapes and forms in their own way, from their own viewpoint, and sees, no, all of you are right because you have seen it from different angles. But the objects that you've drawn are the same, they're not different. So for somebody, ball came in front, the jar went behind. For somebody, jar came in front, ball went behind. That depends on where you were seated. So the idea of Jnani is that he sees the world just as we also see, but he sees something more than us. He sees the oneness in the diversity, in the differences. And so he is able to accept everybody and reject none. Because he is seeing the unity where all the differences and diversities exist. So this fellow, that is why in Sukha or Dukha, or is Nara or Nari, man or woman, happy time or sad times, he doesn't have any special affiliation or preference for anything. Whatever is there, it's fine. If it's not there also, it is fine. If something better is there, though, that is also fine. If something is lesser, that is also fine. So in everything, everything is okay. Everything is okay for such a Jnani. He does not or she does not. Why? Because Sarmadarshinaha says equalness everywhere. Samadarshinaha, Pandita Samadarshinaha, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmani Gavi Hastani, Sunaicha, Shopakecha, Panditaha Samadarshinaha, it is said in Bhagavad Gita. He is humble, Vinaya, Vidya, Vinaya Sampanne. He is full of knowledge. That is why he is humble. The only fools are arrogant. Ignorance is equal to arrogance. These are Jnanis. They see the difference and yet see the unity in that. Like these children are arrogant fools who are fighting with each other, who is right, who is wrong. The teacher was Jnani. She said, no, this is what it is. Everybody is right from their point of view. So Jnani has no problem. So he is humble. Humility is the hallmark of greatness. This is a Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Brahmani Gavi Hastini. He sees the Brahmin of the upper caste or so-called the elite ones, or a cow, or an elephant, or a dog, Shune, and Shwapake, the one who eats dogs. It means those very lowly kind of people. He looks at all of them. Panditaha Samadarshinaha. He sees oneness in every of these things. Oneness in every of these things. So the idea is Samadarshinaha is the ultimate epitome of all the spiritual knowledge and efforts. There is no partiality in them. They are equal-minded to all. And they are able to treat all people with the same love and respect. All are divine only. No doubt about it. But then there are roles that have been given to each of them. So externally you behave according to the roles. Internally you don't feel the difference. That's all you need to achieve. Agyani is externally, internally, both sides they feel the difference. Whereas Jnani is external differences they acknowledge, but internal differences they don't have. So the real love and respect is the same. But externally, whatever the protocols are there, behavioral expectations are there, they have to be bothered about. Because you are living in the world, there is a society, and you must behave accordingly. Then you may say, all these are after all illusion, it is a dream, this is not real, things like that. This is all Ajnani's prattle. Jnanis won't even speak in this way. Only Ajnanis talk. As I say, empty vessels make noise. My whole thing is that I keep experiencing these things every now and then. So that is why I rely on the scriptures, because scriptures guide you through. What should you think of these people? अरे अज्ञानी है, बच्चा है, क्या उसके मुंह लगना? This is how one should think, right? When children say something, do you go back and start arguing? When dogs bark at you, do you start barking at dogs? You don't do that. You know, this is a dog after all. This is a child after all. This is an ignorant fellow. What is their mind? Should I go down to their level and argue with these people? No, no, you should reply to them. You should give them back. That is also Ajnana only. That is also Ajnana only. Why should I bother? Bhagwan used to, when elephant walks, dogs bark. But when does the elephant turn and bark back, or shoo the dogs away? It doesn't care. It walks. Like that, Jnanis and sadhus don't care. They walk their path. That is their goal. What others are thinking, saying, doing is none of their botheration. They are like that. So these Jnanis don't see the difference. That is why they are able to deal with the world in the right way. Ajnanis get stuck every now and then, and they keep swinging between the positives and negatives, the dualities. Page number 63, sloka number 17.16. What else Jnanis are like? What else they do? Na himsa naiva karunyam, naudhatyam nacha deenata, nascharyam naiva chakshobha, kshina sansarane nare. Once again, we are coming across the same word, kshina sansarane, whose samsara has dried up, whose interest in the world has dried up, as if the world does not exist for such a person. What else such a person is capable of? Na himsa naiva karunya. Neither he is violent nor he is compassionate. But you will say all the time you are telling be compassionate, be compassionate. Not being violent, I understand. Being compassionate also is not Jnani's way. No, what? Because I always told, what is this compassion about? I am giving somebody poor, helpless, downtrodden, underprivileged. I am superior, I am helping some inferior fellow. That is not the way one should deal with the world, isn't it? We should deal with the world as equals. Where is this pity and compassion coming from? That's why I said there is only sharing. Remember, one organization had come, share our strength. I gave a whole discourse on sharing. It is not giving, it is not sacrificing, it is not doing dana, charity, or showing compassion to people. No, it is simply loving and sharing. In loving and sharing, all are equal. When the right hand helps the left hand, it is not doing any favor to itself, to the other hand. Both are part of the same body. So naturally, you cut your right hand, your left hand comes and applies ointment or a band-aid. Nobody is doing favor to anybody in this world. When you do good to others, you are not doing any favors. Remember that. Ajnani remembers that. Ajnani forgets. That's why for every little thing, Ajnani wants acknowledgement, a pat, garland, a prize. Because for everything, they want some acknowledgement, recognition. One day, Bhagavan was telling us a story in Trai. I was a student. He told there used to be one lady in some Germany or somewhere, he said, who was to come, or Italy, who would go every night and she would cover the people with blankets who were sleeping on the streets, who had no home. She will cover them quietly. She will go and do that. And she will see to that she does it so gently that nobody wakes up and knows that she's the one who's doing. For several nights, and she kept on doing this, and nobody knew who is that angel who comes every night and quietly covers them with warm blankets. One day it so happened that one of the person stayed awake to catch hold of who is this person coming. So this lady came by her own way, and then quietly she was serving the people who had no blankets. And this person who was acting to be asleep, he woke up and caught her hand and told, "Oh, you are the one who is giving us all these blankets, and we don't even know who is that. I wanted to know." She said, "What a misfortune that you found out that I was the one who was doing this." Then said, "No, you are so kind." She said, what kindness do I have? God gives to me with both his hands, and I am only giving to you with one of my hands, not with both hands. Means I am not giving enough. That was her pain. So what is there to be known about it? It is actually, I feel bad that I am not giving enough. God is giving so much more to me. This is the attitude of these people. They don't show charity, pity, compassion. They're only sharing what God has given them. They share with others. And there is no higher and lower there. There is no superior and inferior there. There is no privilege and underprivilege there. This is equal. Between the two hands are equal to the same body. 2 feet are equal. See, one feet gets hurt, the other feet takes the load. And they don't have to request each other. Can you please bear the weight of the body a little more for today? I am hurting today. Next time I will help you. No such deals. Naturally, the other leg takes the weight. Likewise, these Gyanis live with no idea that I have to be violent to somebody because they hurt me, I must hurt them back. Or I have to show compassion and pity and charity to somebody who is lesser privileged. These ideas don't exist in the Gyani. That's why it told all we need to do in this organization is just to love. And love will do everything else. We are not serving patients. We are not serving children. We are loving children. We are loving patients. And that love is doing everything else after that. As patients are getting healed, love is the treatment, then love is the education, love is everything. So just love. If you love, there is no upper and lower, there is no higher and lower, there is no greater and lesser. Love is equal. And that is why the idea of Gyan is that they love, they don't do charity and don't show pity. So this idea of Karunyam also does not exist. What else does not exist in them? Audhatyam means broad mindedness or large heartedness or generosity or magnanimity. That doesn't exist in them. What? They're not magnanimous, they're not generous, they're not large hearted. They are, but they don't feel like one. We do a little charity, as I said, little good to others. Whole day we are singing a song, whistling our way to the school and back. Why? I served one dog one biscuit from my pocket. Feel good. They feel good thing is also not there in them. Okay, this needed to be done, it has been done. That's it. That whole thing about feeling so elevated and excited and with a halo around your head and all that, nothing happens to these Gyanis. They are just doing what needs to be done. That's about it. They don't take the burden of thinking so much and trying to feel good about it and nice about it. Though initially I tell, if you do service, there is a joy in it, and the joy will be very addictive. Once you start experiencing that joy, you don't want to trade for lower joys. I would say that these are all the beginners level. Beginners level, yes, you do something for somebody, you feel a beautiful kind of a joy. You feel good that day. Fine, this is the beginning of things. This is not the end of things. The advanced stages, you don't feel any of it things. You just give as it is to be given or do as it to be done. There's no carrying the thought within, oh, I done this good or I've done that bad. Like remember the two monks, one of them carried the pregnant woman across the river. The other one felt, how could he do that? How could he touch a woman? He has preached not to be near women. He says, I have left the woman there. You're still carrying her in your head. Like that. They do good, good also we carry in our head. For that sake, they want to do. Okay, do it. At least, as I said, this is beginner's level. That is not the advanced level. Beginner's level, yes, some acknowledgement. We will put this in your this thing. And then you feel good about it for some time, fine. But hopefully, this will help you mature to the next level when you don't need such incentives. You don't need a pat on your back and constant encouragement and praises to keep you going. You keep going because that is the way of life. You become like that. When will such a thing happen to us? We have to ask ourselves. Because Gyanis don't have such things. So Gyani may also, like Janaka is the king. Now after this Ashtavakra Gita, should Janaka give up the kingdom? No, no, that is too much of ego, too much of doership. I also am a ordinary man. Tomorrow onwards I will come wearing rags to the court. Worst, best, let me resign from the court and become one of the ordinary citizens. Does it work? Janaka has to be Janaka. He has to lead the kingdom. He has to look after his people, but with a different attitude. That attitude is what Ashtavakra is teaching. So when next time something happens, don't become violent. You may still kill the enemy because that is necessary. Rama did kill Ravana. But was he violent to Ravana is the question. Was his heart feeling the violence is the question. Hands did what they needed to do. But did the heart feel the violence inside? No. Similarly, you helped somebody, which you needed to do. Did the heart feel, I am compassionate, I am very nice person? No. It just was steady. It was zero state. Then when you help somebody and you sacrifice somebody, somebody say, did you feel I sacrifice? I'm so magnanimous, I'm so charitable. No. It was in God's account to God's account. That is the whole concept of these people. It was always God's. When was it mine in the first place? So where is the question of me giving anybody else? That doesn't exist today. Then similarly, nacha dinata. Oh, I am nobody. I am such a petty, silly, papo ham, papa matma ham, papa karma ham. No, that also doesn't exist for these people. I am a sinner. I am a useless fellow. I am good for nothing. I have done no good in my life. These kind of silly, petty, low ideas also don't occur to them. I am what I am, that's it. However God made me, whatever God created me as, I am that. It's like rose has a rose and a thorn also, and thorn cannot keep cursing itself. Why did I become a thorn? I should have been a rose. A thorn was necessary for a rose to be protected. So everybody has a role and they don't feel any lower or higher. Oh, I am not the biggest. I have met people in some of these countries, they're so sad. I said, what happened? I am not the top, whatever, Fortune 500 still. I said, there are, I don't know, 8 point some billion people on this earth. You are Fortune 600 also is a great thing. Please realize that. But they want to be on the top, the richest man on earth, richest man in our country and the continent. And they're never done. They're suffering every day because they feel like poor people, Deenata. They're sitting on, I don't know how many billions, but they feel like they're poor people. Somebody nicely sent me a song, The Miller of the River D. Have you gone through that poem? It's a nursery rhyme. There's a miller who runs a mill, which crushes corn and he makes it's a nice little nursery poem. And there is this king of this is based in the London. So that king comes and sees this miller is always happy, whistling to himself. So that miller is happy. What he's doing, he's crushing the corn every day with the help of the river D, and then he sells that corn or whatever he feeds his family, and he's happy within himself. The king says, I am not happy like you. Why am I not happy like you? I am the king after all. You are a poor miller in the town. I am the king. And then he says, crown is not as good as your hat, what you are wearing and working. So joy is not dependent on these externalities. I've seen billionaires feel that they're still poor and they're not good enough. They're not measuring up to their true potential and they're not rubbing shoulders with the who's who. That is making them sad. And there are people who get one meal a day, they sing the glory of God and sleep happily. Alexander the Great, that story Bhagwan used to tell. He came to India and finally met one naked fakir who was lying under a tree taking an afternoon siesta. He said, I never seen somebody sleep so peacefully. I never slept in my life, Alexander said. Call him. He said, I'm not coming. You better come, they will chop your head otherwise. Oh, let them chop my head. I'm not coming. Good riddance of this body. So Alexander himself had to get off the horse and go up to this man and bend low and ask him for his wisdom. And this man said, I have no desires. Not even for the desire to live on. Therefore, I am free and I am happy. You have so much of desire. You want to conquer the earth, be the mightiest, biggest king on the earth. What have you gained out of it? Nothing. You lost everything. All your peace, all your love. How many people you killed? How many people's blood is on your hand? That's why you cannot sleep. But I sleep because I have no desire whatsoever. So Jnani, a yogi, taught him. In fact, his guru had told him, to Alexander's guru, that when you go to India, there are great Jnanis over there. Please bring a few to Greece so that we also will learn from them. That is the only thing he asked. When Alexander was leaving, he asked, please, when you go to India and when you're coming back, bring some men of wisdom because they have so much of wisdom and we can learn from them. That's the only gift I want when you return. But alas, Alexander never returned. He died halfway because he was so exhausted in the pursuit of more pleasure. So both ways it doesn't exist. Or this idea of magnanimity or the idea of meekness or uselessness, both do not exist in such a person. Nashcharyam naiva chakshovam. They are never surprised. Everything is okay because we get surprised and shocked also when things are not happening our way or things happen too much more than our expectations. We get very excited. You win a lottery, you suddenly some business deal goes, or you find a good friend or a new wife or something like that. Something gets you exciting. There are no surprises and excitements. Whatever comes, acha theek hai, keep it. That's it. They don't pay more attention to that. Then nachak shobha. If it's lost, they are not troubled. In that situation also, they are perfectly calm. It comes fine. They in Hindi say ayaram gayaram. They say, let it come and go. We don't care. Not care means not from negative point of view that they are rude, say insensitive, cold. They don't care because they don't involve themselves emotionally in anything. They only at the surface they show because their sagara, Bhavasagara has dried up. So here is the poem. There dwelt a miller hale and bold beside the river Dee. He worked and sang from morn till night, no lark more blithe than he. And this the burden of his song forever used to be. And I envy nobody, no, not I, and nobody envies me. Thou art wrong, my friend, said good King Hall, as wrong can be. For could my heart be light as thine, I would gladly change with thee. And tell me now what makes thee sing with voice so loud and free, while I am sad, though I am king, beside the river Dee. The miller smiled and doffed his cap. I earn my bread, quoth he. I love my wife, I love my friend, I love my children three. I own no penny I cannot pay. I thank the river Dee that turns the mill, that grinds the corn, that feeds my babes and me. Good friend, said Hall, and sighed the while, farewell and happy be. But say no more, if thou'st be true, that no one envies thee. Thy mealy cap is worth my crown, thy mill my kingdom's fee. Such men as thou are England's boast, O miller of the Dee. That miller of the Dee is so happy. That's the poem. That the king feels jealous of him because he feels, how can somebody be so happy who has nothing in his life, who only grinds and sells corn? And here I am, the king of this place, and I have no happiness, no joy. So Gyanis are like that. They are happy in their own life. Whatever comes by virtue of their destiny, they accept it, use it, and be done with it. They are not asking anything. They are not these beggars who go to temples, make offerings and crack and sign business deals with God. You are this much percentage, mine is this much percentage. Let us do business. None of these ideas exist in these people. They're happy. And it's a very envious life, truly. If somebody does not live that life, they should be envious of people who live like this. At least you will start thinking, how do I live this life? Then I tell, drop everything. That is the way you live this life. But dropping everything is not easy because we are so used to those comfort zones. So crossing those borders and lines are not easy at all. The mind does not agree. It will give you plenty of excuses. I have this to do, I have that to do, I have this to achieve, that to achieve, so many responsibilities and things like that. The page number 69, 17.17, it says, Na mukto vishayadveshta, nava vishayalolupaha, asansakta mana nityam, prapta aprapta mupashnute. It says, Na mukto vishayadveshta. This muktaha, the one who is free, he has no problem with vishaya, means the worldly things and pleasures. He is not hating them. That I don't like this, this is terrible, this is lowly, this is unspiritual. He doesn't think like that. Nava Vishaya Lolupaha, nor he is so interested in the senses and the pleasures of the world. Both ways he does not. If he hates it, that is one way of living a life. Or if he loves it, that is the other way of living life. But neither he hates nor he loves. Things are what they are, that's it. If it is necessary, he will use it. If it is not necessary, he'll leave it. He is not entangled in the worldly mess. And asansakta mana, because his mind is detached, he is not attached to anything in the world. Nityam, always is detached, not in certain circumstances when you listen to a good discourse. All through its life, all the situations and time, he is detached. And prapta aprapta upashnute, whatever he gets or does not get, he enjoys both. If he gets it, he enjoys it. If he does not get it also, he is okay with it. He does not lose his sleep and peace over what he could not get or achieve. He lives as it comes and does not bother beyond that. Then one would say, but all about this financial planning, retirement planning, and this planning and that planning, should we do or should we not do? Should we even bother that we must take care of ourselves and our children and grandchildren and secure our futures? Should it be even done as a responsibility or should not be done? The question is that Jnani does not do it as a doer of it. If it is meant to happen, he is inspired to do whatever needs to be done, it will be done. He does not feel the doership and anxiety that comes with it. Then asansakta mana, those who are detached, they are not bothered. What comes, fine. What does not come, also fine. करना फकीरी तो क्या दिलगिरी सदा मगन में रहना जी कोई दिन हाथी तो कोई दिन घोड़ा कोई दिन पैदल चलना जी. That's all is life of these people. Meera bhajan this is. One song is there, छोड़ दे सारी दुनिया किसी के लिए ये मुनासिब नहीं आदमी के लिए. प्यार से भी जरूरी कई काम है प्यार सब कुछ नहीं जिंदगी के लिए. It means to give up the world for somebody's sake by falling in love. It is not practical, it is not possible, the song says. And प्यार से भी जरूरी कई काम है. There are many things to do other than just falling in love every now and then. And प्यार सब कुछ नहीं जिंदगी के लिए. This kind of worldly love is not everything in life. Realize that. When I heard that song, I felt this is such an antithesis to all the cinema songs that come, where everybody seems to be committing, like, whatever happens, I will always be with you, and in not only this birth, 7 births from now also I'll be with you. When such songs are coming, suddenly a sadistic song came like this. But it caught my ears because anything unique or different always catches my attention. So that is how it caught my ears. Oh, what a wonderful song. If the king will give up everything for your sake is not practical, not for everybody. And that loving people or somebody, falling in love with one individual and living all life devoted them is not practical. There are 100 other things will come and hit you in life. You have to deal with all those practicality, all the love and all these emotions disappear then. Unless you are born and meant to, destined to be together, that is a different matter. But don't simply chatrao mitre putrao bandho ma kuru yadatam vidgraha sandau. Don't simply collect relationships. If it's not coming, good riddance. Be free and happy. If it comes by virtue with like a jnani, he'll accept it. Rama. Vishwamitra said, get married. Okay, I get married. If he said, I said, don't get married, he wouldn't have got married. So he didn't bother about these things. And then the marriage failed. He did not send a legal notice to Vishwamitra. How did you get me married to Sita? I am dealing with legal notices. That's why I am telling. For marriage also legal notice. Why you got us married? Are? So these people are not like, they're free. That is why Ramana Maharshi, he was roaming around naked, whatever, with a coping cloth all around the Tiruvannamalai. And people were coming to seek his darshan. Indians in little villages there, anybody who's little sannyasi, all want to go and fall at the feet. Why they are falling also, they don't know. Just some blessing we'll get. So they simply were chasing him everywhere. So he was, poor Ramana Maharshi was moving from one cave to another cave because he was always being chased by the crowds, which he did not want. Then somehow his mother found out about him, and then his brother came all the way from Madurai, and he said, now I'll stay with you and serve you. He said, I don't need anybody's service. But his brother insisted that I will take care of everything. You are on your own, but who will look after you? Mother is worried, so and so. So Ramana Maharshi allowed. After some time, devotees started coming. Then the brother said, when devotees are coming, although you must offer them some water, food, something like that. Then slowly we should have an ashram. So many people are coming to see you. They should rest. They should have some comforts. Ramana Maharshi said, I don't want any ashram. Don't please build any ashram. Don't collect people around me. I'm happy as I am. But his brother was interested in building an ashram. So finally he insisted, built an ashram. After the ashram was built, then people started coming. Some started staying. Some came and left immediately. And then food was offered, prayers were offered. Slowly it became an activity center. And one day the brother came complaining to Ramana Maharshi. All kinds of people are coming here. They hardly stay here for 2 days. They give me 20 advice how to run the ashram properly. I am fed up listening to all this. Ramana Maharshi said, I told you before only. All this is going to happen. You open ashram, all kinds of junk, all kinds of people will come. Yes, good people will come, bad will also come. You open the window, wind will come, mosquitoes also will come. And then when mosquitoes bite, you cry, complain. They don't know anything. They're simply advising me how to run the ashram, what kind of food should be served, what should be the apartment size, what should be people's activity for the day, how you should come for darshan, what time you should come. What they will start advising the guru because they're interested in all these external things only. They're not interested in the jnana. The jnana, if you're interested, your focus is there. All these won't matter. All these won't matter. Yes, some comfort, some basics are necessary in life, but not beyond a limit. So Ramana Maharshi told him, you only started this ashram or you only deal with it. Why should I go get involved? So he never bothered actually. He would not even engage with devotees. And if somebody comes and asks him any questions, the only answer he has, find out who are you. All the answers are in that one answer. It seems one fellow came and told Ramana Maharshi that I am a very great devotee of Narayana. 3 levels of ego. I, Ayyar, Ayyangar. Like that. So this is Ayyangar who came. And he is asking, I want to know God, I want to see Vishnu. Their whole idea is that you go to the 108 Divya Kshetras, 106 are on earth, 107 and 8 are in heaven. So you have to go, after death, you will go and meet Vishnu in Vaikuntha. So he asked Ramana Maharshi, will I ever go to Vishnu, to the Vaikuntha? He said, yes, you will go. Oh, will I have darshan of Vishnu? He said, yes, you will have darshan of Vishnu. Will Vishnu speak to me? Yes, he will speak to me. What will he speak to me? He will tell you to find out who are you. So Ramana Maharshi is very clear. Don't unnecessarily waste time. Find out who you are. Who am I is this whole, who is only one word, one phrase mantra was, who am I? Find out that, you find out everything else. That is all the gyan of the wisdom wise people is. They don't want ashrams, they don't want to run institutions. Now, why are you running all these things? This is my destiny. That's all I can say. It is not that I want to run or I don't want to run. Both do not exist. It is my destiny. That is how it is designed to be. Why Rama had to go and fight a war with Ravana? It is his destiny. He had to marry Mother Sita. Mother Sita had to get separated in the name of that silly golden deer. Then he had to go all the way to Lanka, fight the war, kill Ravana. That was his destiny. He had to fulfill his destiny. This is my destiny. So am I happy about it or am I sad about it? Both do not exist. It is what it is. That's it. It needs to be done, it will be done. If it not need to be done, it will not be done. So they're free from this dveshta or lolupaha. Both do not exist. Whatever comes by virtue of their things, they are happy. And if it doesn't come also, they are okay. So this kind of mindset is of that of Jnani. Shloka number 18, which says, Samadhana asamadhana hita ahita vikalpanaha shunya chitto na janati kaivalyam iva samstitaha. Which means samadhana means satisfied state. You are in peaceful state. Or asamadhana, there might be times which are disturbing, not as easy. So difficult times, disagreements, disputes, dissatisfaction may happen. Also hita, ahita. Hita means what is favorable to me, what is good for me. Ahita, what is not good for me, what is not favorable to me. Both of these. Vikalpanaha, these are just mental alternatives. These are all mental constructs. For the Jnani does not pay more attention to that. This is good, that is bad, this is right, that is wrong, this is nice for me, that is not nice for me. These are all mental exercises. He doesn't feel any emotional or any other way of getting engaged with these things. Shunya chitta. Why? Because his chitta is shunya. See, mental alternatives exists when you have some thoughts in your mind. His mind is thoughtless mind. In a thoughtless mind, how can there be good and bad? How can there be alternatives and choices? Because there is no thought at all in his mind. Then how does he live without thinking? He doesn't think, God thinks for him. He just executes it. He does not, with his ego and individuality, does not think. I must do this, I must not do this. That's why he's shunya chittaha. His mind is free of thoughts. And then all the inspiration that comes from the divine just gets executed through his body and mind. Does not personally do anything. That is the shunya chitta na janati. Does not know these choices of good, bad, nice, not nice, punya, papa, don't exist in him. Kaivalyam iva samstitaha. Why? Because he's established in this idea of kaivalya. Kevala. Kaivalya means aloneness. Remember, we talked about aloneness, not loneliness. A jnani end up in loneliness. Jnani, even if he's alone, means there's nobody around him, he is established in his solitude, aloneness, and he's happy. He doesn't want, like Ramana Maharshi did not want an ashram and all the gatherings around him. He is happy to be alone, happy to be himself because he's established in the self, which is very satisfying. You don't need anything else to complete you. This whole idea, why you want to marry, why you want to, no, she will complete me, I will complete him. Are Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, I've been telling all the time, you are complete as you are. You don't need anybody else to complete you. This idea of incompleteness is ajnana. That is why you need company of people. That is why you need gather all the things around you, because you feel complete only when all these things, all these people are around you. But these people are ever satisfied. They are complete within themselves. They don't need anybody to complete them. They are happy. Samstitaha, absolutely established. Stitaha, established. Samstita, firmly established. And Kaivalyam, in the oneness of everything. Kevala means only one. In that solitude of oneness with the divine, they're established. So they don't need anything to make them happier than what they already are. You can add more to them. You cannot remove anything from them because they're Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Remove full from full, it remains full. Add full to full, it remains full. That is the idea. You can't add anything to them and you can't take away anything from them. Their joy is complete and perfect. That doesn't get disturbed by any of the world. And what we think is joy and pain and pleasure, these are all mental exercises, mental constructs. What is good for one is not good for another. Let's say two countries are fighting. One country wins, the other loses. Now what is good for one country is bad for the other country, right? So what is good and what is bad? In the ultimate analysis, nothing is good and nothing is bad. This soldier dies for his country, that soldier dies for his country. Both have killed each other. Who is right, who is wrong? Very difficult to say. Both are patriotic, both are fighting for their people, their rights. So, what was the Jnani? How will he take sides is the question. Can't take sides. So, the idea is that the Jnani is complete. Supreme solitude is his nature, and he's always established in that. He does not need anybody else to complete him or make his situation any better. He's always in the best place and best situation. And if they that's why they like being alone, because they don't want this unnecessary chatter of worldly people, this ignorance. But worldly people, you see, four people get together, how much they talk continuously, loose mouth. They scandalize people, they gossip, they spread rumors. This is all their nature is. They're interested in all these things. You go to my marriages, see all these women who get together on one side and men on the other side. What do they talk? They're discussing Brahmagyana. How much dowry? What is the weightage is gold? What all is come from the bride side? What is the groom side? Unnecessary gossips. There is no sense in that. Why? Because that's what is their entertainment. But these people are fully entertained within themselves. They don't need anybody else to entertain them and make them happier. Can we ever achieve such a state is what everybody should, after listening to these slokas, people should think like that. Shloka number 19th on 78 page, which says, Nirmamo nirahankaro na kinchit nischitaha antargalita sarvashaha kurvannapi na lipyate. This idea that while he does, he is not bound by doing. Kurvannapi na lipyate. Lipyate means bound. Kurvannapi means while doing also. So they act. They are very busy. They are doing everything that is needed to be done, but they're not bound by any of their actions or the reactions that come out of it. Because they're just executing the divine will, expressing the divinity. It is no ego. Why? Nirmamo nirahankara. This is the reason why they are not bound. Nirmama means no attachment. Nirahankara means no ego. I and mine does not exist in them. Everything is his only. Yesterday also we heard, I to we to he is the journey. That I and mine does not exist in them. Everything belongs to everybody, or best, it all belongs to God. From my account to my account. That is the idea. They don't think beyond that. So, and they completely believe kinchit ati na kinchit iti nischitaha. Completely firmly believe that there is no ego and there is no attachment for me. Everything is divine. Antargalita sarvasha, all their asha, all their desires are fully dissolved away. Antargalita, inside them. Outside desires, you may restrain from because of social pressures or other code of conduct. But inside, you can still secretly desire for things. These people don't have any secret desires. There is no desire in them. Their minds are empty. So, Antargalita sarvasha kurvan. Such people, when they act in the world, they are not bound by the world. Ishavasya Upanishad also says like that. Kurvan neveha karmani jijivshe chatam samaha evan tvai nanya tosti na karma lipyate nare. The one who lives with the instructions of Ishavasya Upanishad. What is this? Tena tyaktena bunjita ma agudha kasyas vidharam. Sacrifice and consume. Do not steal another person's wealth. Remember that? The one who lives like that, what happens? Even if they live for 100 years, Shatagum sama, 100 years also they live, they are not bound. Kurvan napina lipyate. While acting in the world also, they are not bound by. They are always sacrificing things for others' sake. Sacrificing means they don't feel it belongs to them in the first place. And they don't take another person's wealth means they don't take more than what they need. They live for today. They do not plan 100 years from now and accumulate and amass things. That doesn't occur to them. They're happy, free. That kind of life is a blessed life. In that whole, this idea, mera kya, mujhe kya, this doesn't exist. Mera kya means what will I get out of it? If nothing I get out of it, mujhe kya, why should I bother? These ideas don't exist. They work all day, all night for the sake of others, not for themselves. A beautiful shloka comes from Vigadrishya Viveka. It says, Dehabhimanam galite, Vignate Paramatmani, Yatra Yatra Manoyati, Tatra Tatra Samadhayaha. Once your body consciousness is I and mine is dissolved, and you have realized the self, Vignate Paramatmani, Yatra Yatra Manoyati, wherever your mind goes, you experience Samadhi only. Means equal-mindedness. Like this Antargalita Sarvashaha. All the desires have disappeared, dissolved away. Therefore, there is nothing to crave for, nothing to desire for. Yet you act because you are destined to do that. That's it. They just obey their destiny as divinely ordained. They follow without any complaints and cries. And the last shloka is on page number 80, 20th shloka, which says, Manah prakasha sammohaha swapna jadya vivarjitaha dasham kamapi samprapto bhaved galitamanasaha. The one whose mind is dissolved away, completely disappeared. It means they have no thoughts, no sankalpa, no vikalpa. Such people, how do they live? They live like this. Manaha prakasha sammoha swapna jadya vivarjita. They are free from all these things. What is this? Their mind is free from prakasha, means manifestation or activities. In the Jagrita Avastha, what do we do? When we are awake, we are full of activity, as if we are able to see and act. That is the Jagrita Avastha. So, prakasha is Jagrita Avastha. Sammoha means half awake, half asleep. There is one state. Sometimes we are confused whether we are awake or asleep. That's Samoha. Then Swapnavastha. Swapnavastha is the time when we are dreaming. And then Jadyavastha, which is deep sleep. Completely lost your identity. These are the four states in which we exist. What is that? Prakasha state means to be awake. Samoha means half awake, half asleep. Swapna means sleeping and dreaming. And then Jadya means complete deep sleep, where you become inert. All these do not exist for them, they say. No, I'm awake right now, or I'm asleep. I don't know how many of them are. Or some are daydreaming here, and some are in Turiya Avastha. I don't know how many of them. Backbenchers. So these people are free, their mind is free from all this. It means they don't sleep, they don't dream, they do all that things, but they don't associate themselves with any of these things. They're always in the fourth. Remember the Mandukya Upanishad says there are four states, the four states of existence. The first state is Jagrita Avastha, when you're awake. That is called Vaishwanara in that term. Then second one is you are in the dream state. That of Swapnavastha is called Taijasa, where your mind is still active. It's not gone. Physically, when you are awake, mind is active. Dream state also, body is not active, mind is active. The third state is Pragyana Ghana, it is says, when your consciousness becomes like inert, Ghana. You won't have idea of mind. Mind does not exist there because you have gone into deep sleep state. But beyond that, there is the fourth, this is Chaturtha, it is said. That is your consciousness. Because even in the deep sleep state, while the mind does not exist, consciousness does exist, but you don't know. You don't know it exists because you have no idea of who you are at that time. But still it exists. That which is beyond the third state of Prajnana Ghana is called the fourth state or Atma. That is why a beautiful shloka comes from Mandukya Upanishad. Na antah pragyam, na bahish pragyam, no bhayatah pragyam, na prajnanagharam, na prajna, na apajna. It says it is neither external awareness nor internal awareness like in dream state, nor it is both. That is half dream, half awake state, nor it is the pragyana ghana, which is the deep sleep state. It is not even awareness. It is not even not awareness, it is said. So what is it? It is consciousness, that is the answer. Our shlokas are very poetic. So if you try to qualify it, you lose it. It's like our Schrodinger's wave equation. It is there, it is not there. That uncertainty principle of where is it a particle or a wave? The moment you put a finger, say it's a particle, it becomes a wave. You can't catch it. Our consciousness is like that. The moment you become conscious of it, you have lost the purity of it. Because how did you become conscious of it? As a human being in a body with a mind, you became conscious of your consciousness. The moment you put all these adjectives, the purity of the consciousness disappears because you have adjectified it with your body, mind, emotions. So that is the idea. You can dwell on that. Mandukya Upanishad is one of the most beautiful, only 12 shlokas, but that Upanishad is something that Sri Rama recommended to Hanuman. Hanuman asked, tell me one Upanishad that I want to read, which will give me the essence of all Upanishads. He said, read Mandukya Upanishad. That is only 12 shlokas, but it has all the details of this. And then Gaudapada, who is the guru of Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, wrote a Karika, an explanation on Mandukya Upanishad, because those are so concentrated, 12 shlokas. You cannot get it so easily. So to explain those 12 shlokas, he written 250 shlokas. That is the Mandukya Karika. So this is the idea. And Gaudapada says there is a state that exists where your mind does not exist. Even though you are awake, you are not asleep or deep sleep. You are very much, your senses, mind, everything is okay, but your mind is disappeared. Thoughtless state exists, he says, which is the state of that consciousness. And he says, Atma Satyanubodhena na sankalpate yada amanastam tadayati graha bhavet tadagraham. This is from Mandukya Karika, which says, when you realize the self, that consciousness, Atma Satya. Na sankalpate. Mind stops thinking after it, as if it freezes. All thoughts disappear. You attain a thoughtless stage. When such a stage happens, what happens? Amanas tadayati. Your mind becomes amana, means no mind state. No mind means no thought state. And graha bhave tadagraham. Then this idea of accepting or touching or tasting, smelling or getting the world to you disappears. See, world appears only when mind is there. If mind is not there, the world is not there. So, like in deep sleep, when mind disappears, the world disappears. This idea of achieving, not achieving, sadness, happiness. So, imagine you are like in deep sleep state, but you are awake. That is the state of Jnani, who lives in that consciousness and not in the mind. So that is the state. So this is chapter with this it gets over. Ideas again, as I said, you must compare notes. What is Ashtavakra saying? I am experiencing in my daily life. Is it anywhere close to Ashtavakra's teachings or it's far, far, far away? So every time you have to ask yourself, do I have desires for things? Do I hate things? Do I like things? Do I all these things do exist in me? This is good for me, that's bad for me. This is good for us, that's bad for us. Do all these things continue to bother you in your head? If yes, then we have a long distance to cover.